in Exodus talking about to the third and fourth generation, God's also fair. I hear that. I hear that a lot. Well, that's not fair that you can live your whole life and accept God on your deathbed and you get to go to heaven. It is fair because if I chose my deathbed to accept Jesus, number one, I don't get that opportunity all the time. And number two, I gave up every single thing that he would have done for me in my life. Those of us young ones, those of you that accept Jesus and live for Jesus from the time they were little have so much more than those of us who didn't live that way. Because you've had Jesus your entire life. You've had this perfect gift your entire life. God is more than fair. He will not let the guilty go unpunished, but he's going to give the guilty every single opportunity to accept forgiveness. And guess what? So should we. So should we. And so let's look at what rewards God gives us that he talks about here in Hebrews 11. We're going to stay in Hebrews 11 because the writer does a really good job of showing that. So, he is a rewarder. So let's look no further than Hebrews chapter 11, verse 4. Hebrews 11, verse 4. And by faith Abel offered unto God a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, by which he had obtained witness that he was righteous, God testifying of his gifts, and by it he being dead yet speaketh. God testified of Abel's gifts. God said he's righteous. That's good. Wow. Think of somebody you hold very highly in this life. And they said, Dorian, that's a great job. You did a great job today. You're just great. All right? Here we some party on me right now. Did a great job, Coach. Good job with that. But he's dead and God's not. So you see, when we put God first, as Abel did, he understood what God wanted as an offering. God said, I will testify of your gift. Jesus says, you don't have to worry about it. I got you. You get to heaven. God, he's mine. She's mine. Wow, what a gift. Verse 5. By faith, Enoch was translated that he should not see death. And he was not found because God had translated him. For before his translation, he had this testimony that he pleased God. God said, man, I love you. Come on. Wow. It's pretty cool. God's gifts. Right? We think of gifts as physical things. They're not. Verse 7. By faith, Noah being warned of God of things that not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by which he was condemned, by which he condemned the world, and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith. Noah, I love you. Build a boat because I'm going to flood this place. And Noah didn't just do that in a day. Right? A long time. Why? Because God loves you. And God loves you. And he'll send you the boat when you need it, if we diligently seek him. You see, Noah saved himself and his family when God told him to go do it. And you got to understand this. We talked about this a little bit in Sunday school too. These guys had not seen rain. God said, no, go build a boat. What's a boat? Why? It's going to flood. What's rain? How does it work? God took care of all that stuff before then. He knows exactly what we need when we need it. Verse 8. By faith, Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should have received as an inheritance, obeyed. And he went out not knowing whither he went. This one was big for me. I don't know where I'm going. God says, go. That's okay. That's all I need to know. Abraham went out, didn't have any idea where he was going. He was in a foreign land. He said, all right, cool, let's go. God, if you're sending me, I'm good. Why? Because he diligently sought God. He knew who God was. To some people, that sounds like foolishness because they don't know God. They don't know God. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but they've got like a survival show with Bear Grylls, a special forces agent from England, and he puts these celebrities through all this crazy stuff, and they do it. Why? He's Bear Grylls, and he's doing it with them, and they know they're safe. He's human. God says, I want you to go because I'm with you, and I'm perfect, and I know all things, and I've already worked it all out. We'll go with the human. We don't seek God, we go with God when it's time to go with God. So we have to diligently seek him. Diligently seek him. Verse 11. Through faith also Sarah had received strength to conceive seed, and she was delivered of a child when she was past age, way past age, because she judged him faithful who had promised. She was given a child because she believed he could do it. What is it that you need to believe that he can do? So there's something in your life right now, I promise you, that you need him to deliver on. But maybe your lack of faith is standing in the way. He is who he says he is. He will do it. Will you let him? Gotta let him. You gotta get out of the way and say, God, you are who you are. I don't understand it. I don't always see it, but I don't need to. Because you've done this, you've done this, you've done this, you've done this. That's why we're called to testify. Somebody needs to hear what God's done in your life, because maybe that's what they're dealing with. So, diligently seek God. Diligently seek God. We're back to the Old Testament for just a second. Psalms, chapter 37, verse 4. I had this shirt on yesterday, my catch-up shirt has this verse on it. By the way, you helped church, a couple from Dodge City, Kansas yesterday. Got a phone call. I was in, I'd been talking to Betty. I was way behind on all this stuff. And I was in, and the phone rang, and a very, very frustrated, scared lady was on the phone. And she told me a story that they had already broke down out of a U-Haul, or not a U-Haul, a mobile home RV. That's what I'm looking for. A traveling RV. And so now I had a van. The RV blew a transmission 3 times within 100 miles. Now they're in a van, they don't have a dime. Now, I don't know if you realize this, but Dodge City, Kansas is a long way from Batavia, Missouri. And so they called, and she's frustrated. Boy, she's upset. Victoria, her name, Victoria, she's a nice lady. And she said, I don't know what to do. And I said, I do. God loves you, where you at? They're at Walmart, so here I go. Jump in the truck, so just don't get worried. Black Ford F-150 will show up, then you'll be okay. And so we got there and we got to talk, and I had that shirt on. And so we, church out of the benevolence when you help them fill up their gas tank. I was standing at the $20 bill and said, you got to eat. It's a long way between the Batavia and Dodge City, Kansas. And then I got to pray with her. I didn't force, I asked. I said, hey, before you go, and it was done. Transactions that I didn't do before, I didn't want to feel that they had to do that. And I said, do you mind if I just pray over you and your van? Because you've had a lot of trouble. And my God's good. And they said, well, why? And I said, because God loves us. Because God blesses us so we can do it. It was an appointment why you called me. And I said, I'm usually not around the phone to answer the phone because they call the office phone, not my cell phone. Just so happened. In fact, I had just sat back down in the office when the phone rang. It's not a coincidence, folks. That's God. You see, in Psalms 37:4, it says, delight thyself in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. He's changing my heart to find desire to help you. I love to be in the jail, just to sit and to talk. I've got 2 or 3 that write me now. I'm able to write back to them, give them verses, and give them help. And it has nothing to do with me. It's because God's made that a delight in my heart. He's changed who I am. And he will change you if you just will seek him. So what does diligently seeking God look like? Cool things with Hebrews 11, he tells us. So back in Hebrews chapter 11, let's look at verse 17. By faith, Abraham, when he was tried, offered up Isaac. that he had received the promises, offered up his only begotten son. This isn't just a son. This isn't just an only son. We just learned about Abraham being promised. This is the promised son. This is his heir. And he tied him up and he had a knife ready to go. Because God said, dude. And we know the rest of the story. God said, you don't have to because you would have. Because you love me. And it wasn't that Abraham wanted to kill Isaac. Abraham knew who God was. Why could God not raise him from the dead? Why could God not provide another sacrifice? Why could God not get him out of this situation? Why could God not replace if that's what it takes? Why? Because Abraham diligently sought God and he knew him. He didn't have any question in his mind. Go talk to that person over there. Oh, God, you may got the wrong one. I may say the wrong. No, go talk. Why? Because we know who God is. And he'll give us the words. We're to diligently seek. Yeah, look at verse 25. Still in Hebrews 11, verse 25. Now, remember here, before we read this, Moses, right? Pharaoh, this is how God, I love when God screws up the world's plan. Right? Pharaoh says, we're going to kill all the babies, the baby boys of the Hebrews. Moses ends up being saved and actually in the house of Pharaoh as a prince. Get that one, Pharaoh. Sometimes I hear God in Josh's voice and not other voices. So now, here's Moses growing up royalty. And he says this, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God than enjoying the pleasures of sin for a season. That's diligently seeking and knowing who our God is. Moses said, Pharaoh, you can have the palace, you can have all the money, you can have all the stuff. I'm going with the people who are of God. I don't care what it costs me. When was the last time we were there? We should be there often. Because if we're living the way that Jesus has called us to live, if we're living the way that Jesus lived, he was there often. Because we're going to live going upstream. That's who we're called to be. And if we diligently seek God, going upstream is a joy. It's fun. Because I get to see God move and I get to see God accepted in people's lives. No greater feeling than to see that happen. You see, he knew that the pleasures of sin were just for a season. Because he diligently sought God. What about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? We're going to Daniel chapter 3, verse 18. Probably one of my favorite verses. Daniel 3 and 18. Again, Babylonian captivity. Nebuchadnezzar says, hey, you will bow to me when the trumpet sounds. If you don't bow to me, I'm going to throw you in a furnace. And here is Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego's response to that. We'll go back 7. Let's go to 16. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so, our God, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thy hand, O king. Here's where you're going to be diligently seeking God. Verse 18. But if not, if I burn in the furnace, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which they have set up. You can set me on fire and kill me. I will not deny my God. Why? Because I diligently seek him and I know him. And I know he's in control, and I know he'll deliver me through. We know the story. They looked in, killed the best guards, thrown them in, they had the fire that hot. And the king looks in, and he's like, didn't we just throw 3 guys in? There's 4 walking around. So Jesus was there with them. They came out and smelling like smoke. That's the God that we should seek diligently. That's who he is. He loves us. So what about us? What about us in 2019? You see, when we decide that it's time to diligently seek God, and I want you to understand there's some things that we need to risk. Will we risk embarrassment and awkwardness to witness for Christ? Because it will happen. It will happen. Because not everybody is going to be open. And that's okay. If God says they'll speak, they'll speak. Will we risk our freedom to stand on God's word? Church, before we leave this earth, we will see that in this country. Maybe sooner than later. 2020 is coming. And people who don't know God are vying for power. And I guarantee if that happens, we will see this sooner than later. But do we diligently seek our God and say, I don't care. Do what you will. Because I love God. I'm going to get just a little bit personal, get in your kitchen just a little bit. When's the last time that we invited people to come here to see Jesus? They're there, but they can't hear it if they're not here. They can't. We do everything we can do as a church to do that. But it takes us getting out and serving people and saying, I love God. Why don't you come? Why don't you come see what this is about? Why don't you come see why I just mowed your yard for no reason? Why don't you come see why I met you at the gas station? Why don't you come see why everything can be blowing up around me and I'm still joyful because I know where I'm going? When was the last time we did that? You see, if we diligently seek God, that's going to be one of the first things on our mind. Do you know my Jesus? If not, come. Do we deny our flesh and our own wants? Because to seek God and to chase Jesus, that's what it takes. I can't diligently seek him and keep trying to honor myself. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You see, we got to realize that standing for Jesus in a world that hates him will lead to some real life consequences and hardships. We may lose jobs. It's okay. God gave us that one when we were looking to give us that one. We're going to face hardships. You see, when we stand for what is right because it's God's word, it's not always popular. It's not. But that's okay. You see, when we truly know God, nothing negative that happens to us on this earth matters. So you remember when he was there, he became our sin. Jesus felt it. He was rejected, he was spit on, he was beat. He couldn't even do miracles in his own hometown. They said, aren't you that dude, that carpenter's guy? Aren't you? Yeah, you can't do that. His hometown didn't even believe you. Why do we get wound up when they don't believe us? We're called to plant the seeds. Let God do the work. We have to diligently seek him to be ready for that. And as I was reading and praying and looking this week, I ran across a guy. I'd never heard of this guy. This is a true story. His name is Israel Folau. He is an Australian rugby football player. Not only is he an Australian rugby football player, he's a Christian. And not only is he a Christian and Australian rules football player, he is the highest paid, best Australian rules football player in Australia. He's also losing his job. Why? Being sacked, as they call it over there. Did he kill somebody? No. Did he rape somebody? No. Do you have a history of substance abuse? No. He didn't cheat or gamble on the game. No, he's being fired because of this statement, and I quote, "The devil has blinded so many people in this world. Repent and turn away from your evil ways. Turn to Jesus Christ, who will set you free." He tweeted that in response to an article entitled, "Tasmania becoming the first Australian jurisdiction to make gender optional on birth certificates." He said, "Nope, that's not who my God is. Repent and come to Jesus." And they said, "You're being fired." Not only is he being fired, he's being blackballed from rugby. Highest paid athlete. He went on a little further. I love this guy. He went to Instagram. And he put up this picture, and I went to find it, and I didn't get time, but it says the following on Instagram. It says, "Warning, drunks, homosexuals, adulterers, liars, fornicators, thieves, atheists, idolaters, hell awaits you. Repent. Only Jesus saves." That was what he put up. Then he put these words in his caption. those that are living in sin will end up in hell unless you repent.